I was all in.
Every job should be 50% women.
Well, I don't know if every job.
Do you have a problem with diversity, Osama?
No, I'm just saying that.
Anyone else here have a problem with diversity?
There's no biological difference between men and women.
Very diverse, guys. Great work. I pledge to fill every position other than mine with the most diverse staff of people who agree with me in the history of Silicon Valley.
Big tech needs to censor speech more.
All right, let's tweet another picture of the staff. Actually, let me get in the middle of this puppy. Count of 3, say I'm with her. We have black guys that hate Trump, brown guys that hate Trump, Asians that hate Trump, women that hate Trump, LGBT who hate Trump. Our main export at Diversity Corp is the right opinions, but said by a black guy.
Russiagate.
If you want to know what is happening in corporate America right now, I think that video is very accurate. A short excerpt out of a full skit by the YouTuber Ryan Long. We, of course, will be putting his YouTube channel in the description below. Definitely give him a follow and check out his YouTube channel because it's as accurate as it is funny. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Radowski of WeAreChange.org, and in this video, we, of course, will be discussing all the latest events and news, specifically demonstrating an example of how some police officers are literally protecting the sickest, nastiest, most awful people in the world while leaving the innocent vulnerable. All the while, the mainstream media, of course, protects a lot of these just awful, trifling human beings, literally downplaying the severity of what happened here. All the while, big tech censors anyone standing in opposition and exposing the true facts of actually what happened. And that's why we are 100% demonetized, shadow banned, and of course heavily censored on this platform and many other platforms. And that's why your support is more crucial than ever, and I can't thank the people who support us on Subscribestar. This is an alternative to Patreon. I will be posting a lot of videos on here soon. I have a very big project coming that I am very excited about that I will be launching very soon. Stay tuned, and a lot of the exclusive content will be on Subscribestar, Patreon, and our website, of course, but Subscribestar is one great, easy alternative way to support us, and we sincerely appreciate everyone who does, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So again, subscribestar.com/wearechange. The link will be in the description below. Thank you so much for getting involved and participating in alternative media. Also, for the new project, I will be pretty much pending on communicating with the sponsors to directly help contribute with content with the next big project. So definitely stay tuned for that when I announce it. Now, obviously, late last week, we got a treasure trove of documents that were finally released in the Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell saga that highlighted some very disturbing details, directly linking, of course, Bill Clinton, which overall, the U.S. Western mainstream media overall pretty much ignored, even though it was a major bombshell story that even ran in headlines in other countries, but not here in the United States, oddly. Well, not oddly, we know exactly what's going on here. And some of the journalists that are underplaying and spinning some of the details here, I feel sorry for their souls and conscience, because they truly have an opportunity to help a lot of individuals, a lot of people who've been hurt by a lot of powerful people, and they're choosing to be on their side instead of the side of the thousands. And again, this is important to understand here. There are thousands of children that were victims here, including the which, according to sworn testimony, Jeffrey Epstein was even bragging about how he was hurting and abusing children as young as 12 from poor families that were personally flown to him from France. Again, all right in front of federal police agencies like the FBI, which the documents mainly prove knew everything was happening and was allowing it to happen for nearly 3 decades. From the 1990s, when victims started coming forward, they were being ignored by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. That was one of the biggest bombshells when it comes to the recent documents that were released. And now we're getting more bombshells as we're getting information that police records about Pinocchio pedo Prince Andrew are being destroyed by the Scotland Yard Police Department, according to a former Royal Protection Officer spoke to the Mail. Documents specifically dealing from the night of March 10th, 2011, where Virginia Giuffre says that this infamous photo, which by the way, the FBI had on record for a number of years, was taken, and many other unspeakable things happened that particular night. Now, the British Police Department, Scotland Yard, destroying documents and records from this specific night, which is very important to the official story that Prince Andrew has, who, according to him, he was with his family and children sleeping that night, even though there's a photo of him there. That, along with many other details that, again, have been officially debunked with evidence proving that the BBC interview that Prince Andrew gave, the official story that he came out with, is absolutely filled with bunk. So the fact that police departments are protecting him and destroying evidence shouldn't be a surprise to you or anyone, since, of course, this is not the first time UK police officers actively protected abusers of small children. Previously, regarding this particular case, the UK cops came out in a statement and said that they are not interested at even investigating what actually happened that night, and even went as far as to block people trying to trace down evidence of it. After that, they made statements saying that they are not interested in investigating Prince Andrew, even though there's a lot of evidence, a lot of witnesses, and a lot of victims coming forward directly pointing the finger at him. The Lizard Queen's son is missing out on some royal benefits, but he has still yet to face the full repercussions of his actions. Even though he said he's participating with the U.S. authorities previously said that he is not complying at all. We're also finding out from one of the victims that definitely he is one sick, weird, twisted puppy. Not puppy, what do you call like a baby of a lizard? Is there a specific name of it? I want to facetiously use it here. As Virginia Roberts Giuffre even went as far as to talk about some of the weird fetishes that he has. And the fact that this weirdo... Hold on, let me DuckDuckGo this. What is the name of a baby lizard? Okay, got it. The fact that this weird, foot-obsessed mama's boy hatchling is still not facing the repercussions for his actions, still not in jail, is absolutely atrocious. And again, what do you expect, since Scotland Yard, the British Police Department, has a history of protecting very bad people who hurt children? As the Daily Beast documents, 35 years where the British police aided and abetted in some of the worst horrendous crimes that one could commit against the most innocent in our society. This has been happening for a very long time, all the way back until the 1980s, where even the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom had many young boys and children that were his victims. Again, all the people that are involved here have gotten away with these crimes because of law enforcement and police officers protected and allowed them to do this. In other related news of child abusers being protected, we also have another major event that is going to hurt any possibility of justice surrounding this case, and that is a judge ruling recently that Ghislaine Maxwell does get to protect and classify some very important documents surrounding her personal life when it comes to the court case that she's involved in. And while the police and legal justice system has been aiding and abetting some of the most powerful people in the most heinous acts ever, meanwhile, at the same time this is happening, crime is dramatically going up here in the United States. All the while, some police departments, like in Minneapolis, are telling you, don't even fight back. Don't even struggle. Just give up your personal belongings when you're getting mugged and robbed, because we're not going to help you. Yep, homicides, shootings, and robberies have all been increasing, not just in Minneapolis, but all throughout the United States, specifically in major cities, metropolitan areas, New York City, Chicago, Baltimore, and Minneapolis is just one of them. More and more people are becoming desperate depressed, angry, and violent. And instead of actually dealing with these very complex social, economic, cultural, violence-incentivized norms, dealing with abuse in a sensical, smart way like they've done in many other countries, having a real discussion about family units, the importance of a father figure, personal responsibility, proper education, proper self-reliance, skill and trade building, creating jobs instead of just sending them out to countries that depend on slave labor, instead of talking about the economic inequality being caused by the U.S. Federal Reserve, instead of actually addressing those real issues that could help uplift humanity and propel us forward in a positive direction away from the seedy place that we're in and headed deeper into right now. Instead of that, we have idiots talking about abolishing history class in the public indoctrination camp, known as public school systems. Yes, quote, Chicago area leaders are focusing on literally abolishing history class instead of everything that I just mentioned. Why? Well, because history classes aren't, quote, woke enough yet. And again, we're seeing a lot of history that's manipulated, history that is obviously written by the winners. It's already been rewritten many specific times, but to rewrite it again, well, that's a very big power, that's a very big right that obviously some people want to empower themselves with. And just when you thought it couldn't get any loonier, now businesses are being extorted through mafia tactics to support this kind of woke cultural Marxism that is becoming more deranged by the day. Yes, people are literally being extorted if they don't give up a portion of their cause to support this political idea, or they will, quote, face repercussions. All done for this idea that is greatly being supported by the multinational corporations, the banksters, the politicians, and of course the mainstream media that are cheering on for people to gather in the tens of thousands together to demand more power for the special interests that pretend that they're supporting this movement. All the while, if you do the same thing, but for a different idea that the mainstream media doesn't like, it doesn't go along with their cultural revolution, well, they're going to call you the nastiest, most disgusting names, telling you that you're going to kill grandma because you're doing these demonstrations that in the same breath the mainstream media supports and pushes on only if they support the ideas that they like. You do the same thing, they don't like those ideas, they will call you Germans from World War II and slander you as much as they can, trying to destroy you. Oh, there was a impromptu rave? Shame these horrible individuals for daring to congregate together. Going to a hillbilly-like gathering by some waterway? How dare you do this? You think you could just congregate with other people as you please without pushing our mantras? You think you could open up a business and make a living for yourself and your family? You think you could have as many as 170 people on a boat? No, the police will be there on your buttocks like white on rice, waiting to put you in jail or steal your money, your livelihood, your life from you. And all the professional health ministers approve. No, you can't gather, have businesses, have a way of making your own money, or just even having an impromptu dance party. No. But those same health ministers are literally telling you that this is not a risk, but some people on a boat is. Again, the hypocrisy here is just absolutely mind-boggling. It is something that should be detested, especially since, of course, these people don't care about the truth, don't have your best interest at heart. They will censor and gag and destroy potentially any information that could actually even help you. Eat some Goya beans, wear a political t-shirt, well, they're gonna make a big stink of it. Abuse children and you're powerful enough, rob people, steal from them, extort them, well, it's all being done for their cause, which they truly believe with, that they align themselves with. And that is absolutely disgusting. Again, the people that stand in their way and expose this, they're getting targeted and selected and kicked off one by one. They're making sure that they're doing this strategically, so of course we don't notice. It's a slow boil of censorship that is affecting us in many different ways, even more ways than you see. It's not just unsubscribing you, it's not just demonetizing this channel. There are more underhanded things happening right now that should concern and worry everyone. That's why it's more important than ever for you to share this video with your friends and family members. We truly thank you for doing that. We truly thank you for being here with us. Again, what we said right now is not controversial. It's literally what's happening right now in front of our very eyes. Wake up, America, especially before it's too late, to the reality of the situation that we're all in. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. This is why. Love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.